Hey there, extraordinary treasurers. Cornerstone number 3 to being a really great treasurer is consistency. Consistency is really important if you want to put out the kind of your reports that your board can understand and rely on. Remember task number 1? We talked about it in the very first video. To manage and protect the funds entrusted to your local church. To do this, we use accounts. On the financial summary, you have bank accounts at the top. In the middle, there are local funds like combined budget and evangelism. And at the bottom are conference funds like tithe and ADRA. We'll be going into this much deeper in another video. But one reason why Jewel uses various accounts is to track current and past expenses so you can budget for future expenses. So most churches have a list of local funds like supplies, equipment, and utilities. There was a couple of times when painting our house that Mike ran out of paint before the room or the wall was finished. Now we have lots of cans of paint stacked up in storage, but I didn't want him using just any old color. I wanted the same color. Silly, isn't it? Not really, if we wanted the house to look really good. Consistency meant he had to go purchase the same color in order to finish the job. Consistency is really important in Jewel too. Let's say you regularly purchase janitorial and kitchen supplies from Costco. Down in the bottom section of the check, it asks for the account that you are posting this check to. So let's say sometimes you post to supplies, sometimes you post to combined budget or church expense, and sometimes you post to miscellaneous. Like using a dartboard. There's no consistency to which account you choose. If they were to ask you at the end of the year, how much did we spend on janitorial and kitchen supplies? Could you tell them? Budgeting for the next year is just guessing if you don't have a clear track record of expenses to look at. Whereas if you always post the same purchases to the same accounts, you'll have a track record you can count on. What about consistency in posting donations? Say someone donates every month to literature. Sometimes you post their donation to literature, sometimes to evangelism, sometimes to combined budget. If you're asked how much was donated to literature last year, could you tell them? How will you know? And if you were the donor and you donated to literature, would you be happy to learn that your donation went to pay the electric bill? I don't think so. Or let's say you write checks to Joe Smith. But sometimes you write them to Mr. Joe Smith, or Joseph M. Smith, or even Smith, Joe. I won't go into all the reasons why that creates confusion and problems down the road, but I will just say, pick a name and use it every time. Be consistent. At first, you're not going to be able to keep everything straight. But posting consistently the same expenses to the same accounts is the goal to aim for. Just start by doing the best you can and posting as consistently as you can. Stop and go back to a previous check or deposit report and double check if you're not sure how you posted previously. Get to know your local funds and how they're typically used. Another area is paying bills. Pay them consistently and post them consistently. If you pay your electric bill late one month and early the next, you may have a monthly report with no electric bill in it, and then the next month will have 2 electric bills in it, and that really throws off your monthly expense numbers. Each month in Jewel should be a complete package, and it can be if you're posting consistently. When you close a month, it should have that month's actual expenses, that month's actual offerings, and be reconciled so it matches the bank in order to create clarity. Figure out what works for you. If you're a checklist person, create a list that has all the regular bills and the dates they come due each month so you can pay them consistently. Better yet, set up your utilities to be paid automatically. That will avoid late or missed payments and late fees. Then enter those payments in Jewel consistently every month using the due date, not the date that you enter it. As you watch these videos and read the treasure tips that we send out, you'll begin to see a pattern. The need for sequence, accuracy, consistency, and structure will show up consistently in all of them in various ways because we are creating clarity. If no one can understand your reports, what's the point? If the balances on your reports aren't accurate, what good are they to the board? Using these cornerstones will result in clear, accurate reports. That's our goal. The last cornerstone is structure, and we'll talk about it in the next video.